Okay guys, I'm headed in. Battery install is back here. Yes, it's handy. If I'm not back in 15-20 minutes, send somebody in after me. Whew. 45 minutes and nobody came after me. Let me see the camera, Susan. I'll show you what we've been working on in here. We've got the battery plate had to be installed, and the ground wires had to be hooked up. ELT battery is in the back. I know the light's fairly low. ELT is mounted back there. So we got the battery, got the master switch, ground block is back here. Lots of wires to be grounded, but main thing was getting all that mounted in there. So we're good to go. That's a pretty tough area to work on if you're not a little guy. If you have a little neighbor around, it'd be a good time to, of course he probably wouldn't suit you in mounting stuff in your airplane that might come flying up and hitting you in the back of the head someday. Okay, we'll see if we can get out of here. Hard to show you much. We've been wiring. We've got more wires coming out of everything now. They've all got to be routed. Well, they're routed, but they've all got to be tidied up and put into a regular wiring harness type. There's a battery, master switch, and the ELT in the back. Trying to get some weight moved back. We've got the headphones and USB connectors wired on both sides. Got them on the pilots. And got the main power ran up. Heater fan. Well, just pretty much everything from firewall back. I still have left all the engine stuff has to be ran through this hole right here and connected to this box. The engine monitor box is GEA24. It monitors everything. You can see we have a variety of plug-ins to wire there, so there's going to be quite a few wires, I'm guessing. Comes from the motor. Of course, that all your exhaust gas temperatures, all your pressures on your fuel, oil pressure, water temperature. You got temperature, exhaust gas temperatures. You got head temperatures. So there's information comes through there, and that transfers all it onto the screen where I can see it, and it pops up any alerts if you have any problems along the way. So, like I say, there's not much to show. Just a bunch of wires ran. Still got to hook up the pilot control stick. We're getting along. Hopefully we're going to get some time to work on it this week. We're still trying to catch up with the farming, but we're getting closer to having a little time. We did get the wingtip lights on. Okay, we're starting on wingtip lighting today. We can't really find anything that tells us where we're using the Power Burst NG daylights, and really there's no instructions for your lights. We've come up with 16 inches behind the leading edge and 4 inches being the center of the leading edge from top to bottom. That's where we're going to try mounting them at. So, first thing to do is drill the wire hole, send the wiring through, which is a little more difficult on the STi wing because, as you know, it has a foam core, so we have to double drill, and we haven't really figured out how we're going to back up. This is just a foam cord fiberglass piece here, so somehow or other we're going to have to get bolts in here, so we're going to have to cut an access hole of some kind. We haven't got to that point yet. We'll see how they feel. Okay, good luck lining these things up. There's nothing on them that's straight, the top or the bottom. So we line the straight edge up using this end and then the end point as a straight line. Then we measure it off of it up to the holes where this mount. We already drilled the hole in the middle, which was 4 inches up and 16 inches from the front. And then we took a center out of an ink pen. Yeah, pretty high class here. We ran through the hose and marked the drill hose where the screws go. That's about all there is to it. Drill some holes. That we're still debating on how we're going to fasten this because, like I say, we just got 2 pieces of fiberglass. We may actually silicone it down. We're just still debating about that. Got those put on. I got the plugs where they plug in and plug on off when you take the wing tips off. And we glued all them. We screwed the lights on the top, and then we siliconed everything in place. Also, just to make sure they don't fall off. And then after we got all that done and set them back up here to dry, I walked by the computer, and the screen still has a picture of the wiring for the lights, and it says red goes on the left and green goes on the right. Well, I knew that, but it never crossed my mind when I mounted those. So I say to Justin, we did not pay any attention to the red and green. And I head over here to the shelf to look at the lights. And on the way, he says, "You got a 50-50 chance." I said, "Yeah, I'll get the screwdriver ready." Sure enough, red was not in its position, green neither. So we had to take the plugs off, remove the lights. Thank goodness the silicone hadn't set up yet. Switch them. Now they're in their proper position. So heads up on pay attention when you're putting your wingtip lights on. Things like that just sometimes, goes past a guy. Anyway, that's where we're at. We're about ready to start bringing the wires back from the motor. We're hopefully getting this wiring wrapped up, which I know I've said I'm about done wiring 2 or 3 times now, but I am about done wiring, I hope. I do have to get the panel drilled, which that's no big deal once I find out where I want all my switches to go. And control inputs, the throttle cable and all that stuff. And then I think I'm going to take, after I get it drilled and finished, then I'm going to take it to town, I think, get it powder coated. I was going to paint it myself, and you can, certainly nothing wrong with that, but maybe the powder coat be a little easier, for me anyway. All right. Well, That's about all we got to show you. Keep on building is all I can tell you. Thanks for watching. Any words of wisdom, Susan?
No. You don't want to hear them.
See you next time.